Welcome back. It's that time of year and I've got another spooky season video for your viewing pleasure. Here I've picked out what I consider to be the best playing cards for October. Whether you celebrate Halloween, Samhain, or just like a bit of orange and black, there should be something perfect for any spooky card playing occasion. Let's kick things off with the Bicycle deck. Bicycle is one of the most well-known and just hands down the most popular and widely distributed playing card brand. I got this deck of Bicycle Monster cards for free with an order of playing cards a while back. Let's open them up and take a look at what's inside. Notice it's got this pretty cool back design going on there. Some wooden stakes, goblets with some poison in there, skulls, bats, spider webs, you name it. There's that back design. It's got kind of a not quite white border there. It's kind of a mottled gray color. Keeps it interesting. It's a little bit different than your plain old boring bicycle cards. Got a couple of jokers up front. Looks like maybe some Brothers Grimm style monster hunters. Got a creepy eye, a little bit of body horror going on there. And all the pips are creepy eyes too. Got a weird Dracula looking guy. Some kind of siren, I guess. And a werewolf. We go to the diamonds are some kind of actual diamond, blood ruby, something. We have an alien, a gorgon, an imp, and then, of course, new deck order reverses. So we're going from king, queen, jack with a kraken, another siren, I guess, some kind of lizard person. And these are supposed to be skulls, if I recall. So the pips themselves are like skulls put together. Then we have a stitched heart for the heart pip. Got our Frankenstein, Elvira, and a zombie. There's the ace of hearts. Got a couple of extras back here, maybe as gaff cards. And there you have it. That's Bicycle Monsters. Next up, we've got Spooky Pumpkins. This is by Than Fan Playing Cards. Apologize if I mispronounced that. These are available on Etsy. They have this really cool little pull strip in there. You'll notice the tuck box has layers. And if you look inside, you can see the cardboard's actually folded up to produce those layers. It's got some really nice foiling. Very shiny. Got some pumpkins and bats on there. Some maybe carved pumpkin faces on the side with a little bit of that shiny purple behind them. Really, really cool design. Not a standard size tuck case, so it won't fit in standard size playing card protectors if you use those, like one of these. So that's kind of a pain. But the cards themselves are pretty cool. There's the back design. Really, really nice purple and black. Pumpkins. Those bats in front of a full moon. Fans nicely. Makes a really nice design. Pattern there. The actual cards themselves being printed on white stock have this white edge along the side, which is difficult to see there. But the fronts are all black, so that's just black ink, not a black stock. Unfortunately, a lot of these colors are pretty muddled, so it can be difficult to see. Like this tree in the background here is supposed to be purple with some bats in it, but you kind of can't even tell that it's a tree. Despite the colors, there are some really neat designs. You got the moon with the bats in front of it. These are your spades. We got these courts with the jack-o'-lantern style faces. And then for the clubs, we've got this like phantom looking thing. Similar to the last deck, you have the three skulls making up a club pip. We've got some kind of blue and green colorway going on. You switch to the traditionally red pips. For diamonds, we have this kind of eyeball thing going on. And these come in like a tannish brown instead of blue. And here's the quartz there. We have this beautiful striking orange. Very, very vibrant. Really cool. Kind of like some mushroom going on there, some eyeball there. And then finally for the hearts, we have what looks like an owl. In the background, you have some jack-o'-lanterns. Really heavy use of silhouettes. And again, that bright orange. Not fluorescent, sadly, but it is very vibrant in person. Then you have this kind of gaff card here with the King of Hearts and King of Spades. The Jokers. Got a ghost and a scarecrow. And that's the Spooky Pumpkins deck. This is available gilded too with purple edges. Looks really, really cool. A little bit more expensive, but still available. And next we have Autumn Night. This is one of my favorite spooky season decks of cards. Really great artist, Yasuyuki Honne. Get this open here. And you can see just on the back of the tuck, the back design that you'll see on the cards. It's got this really cool spooky mansion, the full moon in the background there, and these really cool trees, pumpkins, and fences. Like, it just really fits the vibe. Normal bicycle stock, air cushion, got a white border. These fan really well, but you're not going to get that seamless pattern from a borderless deck. And on the front here, we've got a really unique fence type of pattern going on with the spade. It's a cool ace there. Got a nice font. If you check out the numbers here, it's a really cool font. Pretty basic pips, very clean design. But then you get to the court cards, and you have some really neat characters. Really creative, very good separation of the character and the background. Presented in a very clean way with those horizontal rectangular borders there. Got herself a ghost with a candy bucket, a witch, a Frankenstein thing going on there. Move into the diamonds. We've got a dead pirate, mermaid, mummy. We got our last three quartz there. Rounding it out with your classic werewolf, although this one appears to be a ginger. And then the Joker. Some of my favorite Jokers. That black cat with the pumpkin in the background. Those flowers that look like they're just a little bit off, but not quite dying yet. It's very Halloween. And you just got an ad card back there and a blank. Yeah, that's the Autumn Night playing cards. Very clean, nice, accessible, spooky deck. But then we move into something like Gothica. This is the immortal version of this deck. This is by The Other Self, or TOS. Funded from a Kickstarter back in 2024. These are individually numbered decks, and has this really shiny red foil. I don't know if you can tell that it's placed on top of a black foil or a black lacquer. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's just ink. But a really cool use of subtle shading and colors there to kind of give it a silhouette, shadow, depth to it. Let's get this open and I'll show you what these are all about. Even nicer colors there without that cellophane on the deck. On the inside, we've got some nice printing there. Elaborate designs. And there's a little game in here too. Some of these cards can be put next to each other, and you have this alchemy challenge where it, walks you through using the cards to create these designs. Pretty interesting. Got a couple of potions here. Then we get into the actual deck. There's the Ace of Hearts. These are in kind of a weird order, so it'll have the ace, then king, queen, jack. Very unique art style with these. It's got a distinct Dracula feel throughout. Have little symbols inside the pips. Some little designs here and there. You can kind of see how these would create a design if you put them together. For my own sanity, I'm going to try and do these in reverse order here. There's the King of Diamonds, the Queen, the Jack, and we move on to the clubs. Got the king there with this kind of demon looking thing. There's our Dracula. Yeah, these would be great at a party. If you're going to a costume party or Halloween get together, or just hanging out with family who likes Halloween, this could be a pretty good deck. Got some red inside the black pips there. Another really cool font being used in this deck. And there's the Ace of Spades. The back design on this one is kind of a Victorian Gothic looking thing. Very nice and simple. Not too boring. Doesn't fan super well. Yeah. Not great on that one. But the overall handling is great if you're just playing card games. Not trying to be fancy and do some kind of cardistry or something. Yeah, lovely tuck case. Really cool design, very high quality. Worth checking out. After that, we have, kind of in the same theme, instead of Victorian Gothic, we have kind of a Carnival sort of thing here. This is Vittoria Singolo, or De Vitris, I'm sorry, De Vitris Singolo. And this is by Nicolai Aroe. Not sure how that's pronounced. But these were also funded via Kickstarter, part of a numbered set of 3,000. And they have just this really nice embossing on the tuck case for those flowers. Kind of gives it a just a hint of this kind of gold embossing that you might see inside of an old Victorian house. The card backs are this nice floral design that looks kind of like wallpaper. And these do handle better than the other ones. Really, really nice fan. Very smooth. Decent stiffness. These are some lovely cards just by the design. However, they have a bit of a surprise to them. Once you get to the courts, you're met with this kind of creepy masquerade theme going on. It's like they wanted to be normal cards, and then they decided, let's just put masquerade characters in there. There we go, Plague Doctor. So depending on what kind of costume parties you like to go to, these could be appropriate. This one is particularly odd. Not sure what he was going for there. There we have a Jester. That's super creepy. If you needed some nightmare fuel, there it is. And there's a little story back here. You can read that if you like. And there it is. Overall, a really fancy looking deck of cards. A little bit unique as far as occasions when you could use this and not have people be weirded out by it. But super unique and interesting deck. Next up, we've got another bicycle deck. Obviously, bicycle's great quality, pretty affordable, very cheap most of the time. This is one of my favorite bicycle decks, the Wizards, Witches, and Warlocks deck. It's got a great back design. It's got that traditional bicycle stock, so you know it's going to fan okay. Not too stiff. And the actual art on it is really cool. Use some great fonts there. The backs are not boring or plain. By that I mean background, not like card back. But look at that font. Isn't that cool? Ace of Spades. And the pips are all custom. You can see they've got a little bit of like little scratches and stuff on them to make them look worn. Have a few symbols here and there like alchemy. Got some what looks like it could be Old English font with some Latin. First quartz, we've got an old hermit alchemist guy. Just some interesting characters. Not sure if they follow any kind of story or anything. We've got some symbology going on with the aces here that looks a little bit like it's reminiscent of tarot. You know, these background splotches makes it look like worn paper. And Ignis is fire. Different elements for each suit. Got some Viking, maybe? I don't know. There you go, Gandalf. There you go, your aqua is water. And there we have our jokers. We got Pan and a black cat with a moon and a pentagram thing going on in the background. A double backer. Back design is really cool. I do like that a lot. Yeah, neat stuff there. Definitely not boring. That will give people something to think about if you want to take that to your next game night. Carrying on the theme of witches, though, we have Vengeance of Witches. This is the Kakabas edition. Very creepy. Something like something you'd see in a horror film. This is the Black Shade version. These are also by Nikolai Aroe, numbered series of 2500. Got some cool printing on the inside there. Kind of reminds me of Supernatural, if you've ever watched that show. Very neat. Somewhat of a pagan persuasion. And we have these nice deep black backs with this kind of almost reflective metallic gold ink there. It's pretty subtle. Provides a really cool contrast though. Of course, these are very smooth. Have custom everything from the backgrounds on the cards, looking like old paper. Pips in every corner. Random writing along the edges. Full pictures on the aces. Got air. Got these characters. Not sure if there's like a story that goes with these. There might be on one of the cards at the back of the deck. It's been a while since I've opened this one. The Torturer, Leonora, the Judge. It's very Salem Witch Trials. Definitely has that sort of feel to it. There's your Pilgrim, the Witchfinder there. Abigail, Interrogator. Oh, there's water. We have Prosecutor, Hedwig, and the Reverend. Our jokers are very ritualistic in nature, very creepy. Perfect for when you get done with your Ouija board. And there's a little Woodblock hand-drawn style diptych. Very cool. Here's the little story at the back there. Yeah, nice dark, creepy, witch-themed deck of cards with a very cool tuck case. Then, if you're not into all that, or if your family's not into all that, you just want some orange and black, you've got that too. MPC makes a bunch of great decks of playing cards. A while back, they released their Fluorescent series. And this one is really cool. This is the pumpkin back, which is appropriate. Go ahead and use our orange and black X-Acto knife here. Have this bright orange tuck. And inside, a little bit of a Nickelodeon orange going on with this. Fluorescent. And the cards themselves are all orange. There's your aces. Your number cards. And the courts. Now you might be thinking, it's a little bit plain, maybe hard to read. But this deck has a trick up its sleeve. It is fluorescent, meaning UV reactive. So when it's dark, this orange really pops. It's kind of hard to see because the lighting's pretty good here, but yeah, that really shows up under black lights, especially when it's dark. Pretty simple, pretty clean. Perfect for Halloween. Or just October, if that's what you'd prefer. Got some pretty basic jokers in the back there. Yeah, very bright, very orange. None of the themes that some people might not appreciate as much. And that's the 8 decks. But of course, we've always got a bonus pack. And the bonus today is Knocktober. No review of Spooky Season playing cards would be complete without this famous deck of cards from Knock. Knock is well known for making lots of great decks of cards, and Knocktober is the quintessential October deck in orange and black. A lot of Knock decks have this solid black on them. The Knocktober deck is no different. It's got a really cool black and orange going on with those black borders. The deck itself has a couple of black and orange jokers. And what I find particularly cool about this deck is the combination of black and orange. So it's not just black, it's not just that orange that we saw in the MPC deck, but you have this contrast. You have that same bright orange there, fluorescent colors, but it's a little more interesting because you have these traditional courts that have the orange in them, but they use it against this like yellow and black to create kind of a shadowing effect. And again, these are most pronounced in the dark, but they do have this UV reactive color to them. Another great deck to take to parties. If you want something that is just spooky enough to let people know that it's intended to be Halloween themed without getting too deep into the witches and pumpkins and zombies. Classic Halloween deck, very clean. Worth checking out. Should also mention, kind of passed over it earlier, but those two are not the only ones that are UV reactive. This one also has UV reflective material on the tuck case. Not on the cards themselves, but yeah, if you wanted to turn off the lights and get spooky with it, there you go. A lot of neat features these days, a lot of great options. So get together with your family, play some cards, and pick up something that isn't boring. Hope you enjoy your spooky season. Be sure to like and subscribe if it spooks your fancy, and I'll catch you in the next one.